Who this?
You know that I'm the cream of the crop.
Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great Thursday today. Creed will be right here in just a moment. We've got some live TPO stuff going on, so won't be any pausing today in this video. We're ready to just jump right in. She's given a few instructions. One person has an attorney, one does not. And we're going to figure it all out as we go along. Please make sure you say hello in the comments and like the video. Without further ado, let's jump on in.
April the 24th, that's what my record show.
Yes, but for Ms. Greer, I was served. I was
That's not
aware
us,
that
no.
Copeland filed the TPO.
Wow, so
Ms.
many of you already
McKinnon,
here.
was she served on that?
If you'll give me one moment, please, Your
Sharon
Honor, I'll
and
look
Rick.
at my file, please.
They're looking in files, and we'll be saying hello while they do that. Well, that makes
Sorry, excuse
sense.
me, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
No, the main
Mr.
channel.
Copeland was granted.
The main channel was suspended for an entire week, so today's our first day being able to stream on Credence and Mikey. We've been streaming over on We Got a Case for the last week, so if you want to catch up on what we did for the last week, go over there and check that out. Good to see you, Jeff.
And on the 24th, she was served Ms. Greer's.
So this lady was served two
And how do you have that
TPOs.
information that she was served on the 21st?
Thank you.
It was from an email from my assistant that I was copied on. A moment, please.
Troublemakers are back.
But I believe I can log in and check the
I'm just
document.
not seeing a service of
Okay.
on here, so that's why I was inquiring.
Yes, ma'am. I just received an email from my assistant. If you're not seeing it, Your Honor, on the docket, then I would have to presume that they did not file a service affidavit. But I actually have the affidavit for the 24th for Ms. Greer.
This one's live, baby. It's live.
You do have it
I have it noted. Yes, ma'am. For the 24th.
for
No.
Mr. but not Mr. Copeland.
Not for Mr. Copeland. No.
All right. Well, we can do a couple of things. We can continue the Copeland case if you don't want to accept service or go forward today, Ms. Diallo. We can have another hearing on Tuesday. We, get you served and then come back and have a hearing on Tuesday and do it all over again. Or we can do both of them right now if you want to.
Let's do them both right now. That's my vote. Both right now.
I would feel more comfortable if we did it on Tuesday, and maybe I can get the documentation and read everything he said.
All right.
What? No.
I will note, Your Honor, I know you're privy, the allegations or the basis for the TPOs are the same because they are out of the same alleged actions of the respondent against the parties.
All right. Well, if she hasn't been served, she hasn't been served. I understand what you're saying. Ms. Diallo, we're getting ready to start your hearing, so I am going to need you to be somewhere with good internet, not walking around, okay?
Not shopping at the Walmart.
Yes, I am just getting into my car right now.
Okay, wonderful.
And I will advise, Your Honor, I will not be available on Tuesday. I will be in court in Broward County on Tuesday, May 9th, and I'm in court on May 10th. I wouldn't have any availability until Thursday, May the 11th.
Well, we have to do it on the 9th. And I mean, I can put
Victoria?
you two in a breakout room and you can see if you can agree to go past the 9th to the 11th with an extension or agree to go forward today. But we have a conflict here on this. So I actually have a consent agreement that's ready for me to take. And so I'm gonna, if we can put Miss McKinnon and Miss Diallo in a breakout room
Good to
and
see you,
put
old
the
mommy.
other two in the waiting room, please. And then we'll come back to them after I take this consent agreement.
All right. So this is what's going to happen, kids.
All right.
She's going to take this consent agreement. We're going to bring this down. We're going to watch the consent agreement. If you don't know what a consent agreement is, it's basically people that have taken TPO out on somebody. Oh yeah, you're in the green. I love it. They've taken out an order. These people are going to be back. So it's a huge stack day. They said they had like 10 TPO cases to cover all at once today. So while she's working out all those odds and ends, we'll come back in a second with that. Again, if you missed the beginning of the stream, we have, like I said, we had like, I guess you'd call it a bad boy slap on the hand from YouTube on the main channel on Credence and Mikey. And we can't let you guys know that that's happening. Because we can't post anything. We can't put anything up. We can't write anything. So anytime that you're like, wow, where did these guys go? They're usually always here. Take a look around, make sure you to the backup channels and stuff, which are we got a case hit 2,000 subscribers today. I appreciate that. And if you're a Chase fan, we got a Chase with an H. So that you can always keep up with us in everything we do. So that's what's going on with that. And that's Creed. We used to work together here on this channel.
Speaking of which, so we're back on the
we are back 100% on the main channel. We've had some TPO stuff going on. Now we've already had our first conflict where they've pushed people off to the side, and we're going to have a resolution hearing here in a second.
Yeah.
So we're going to be back and forth.
While we have a second, did we get the hallelujahs in? Or?
No hallelujahs yet today. I was waiting for you to get here to do that.
Well, good thing I was right on time. Did you just see her go to the one? She go, oh, I think that guy just startled her.
Whoa.
Balls. Amber, we just saw some balls, I think, maybe.
Those were for you, Amber.
All for you.
Now it's afternoon. Good afternoon. This is case number 23 PO 3800, Brittany Faison versus Jeremy Barber. I understand that you both met with the facilitator from the Women's Resource Center and you were able to reach a consent agreement in your case. I want to thank you for speaking with the facilitator and for working together through them to resolve this issue today. I'm going to ask you both to unmute and raise your right hands, and I'm going to swear you in, and then I'm going to go over the terms of the consent agreement with you to make sure that that's what you agree to, okay? So if you can both raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true and correct under penalty of perjury? Miss Faison?
I do.
All right, and Mr. Barber?
I do.
Okay, thank you both. You can put your hands down.
That's a great headboard on that bed, by the way.
This is a consent family violence 12-month protective order. And the order will be in effect from today until it naturally expires on May 3rd, 2024. I'm just going to go over the main points of this. The respondent is ordered to stay away from the petitioner and petitioner's children. They're in the residence, workplace, or school, or any subsequent residence, workplace, or school of the petitioner or petitioner's children. The petitioner is restrained from coming within 100 yards of petitioner. The respondent is restrained from coming within 100 yards of petitioner. I just want to make sure I said that right. So if you're somewhere where you happen to see her, Mr. Barber, you need to just leave because you do need to stay 100 yards away from her at least and not approach her.
That's a nice chain.
Or follow her. Also, you are ordered to have no contact with her whatsoever.
I was too busy looking at
Direct
the
or
LED
indirect
light.
or through another person. No texting, telephone, social media,
No
emails, letters, any contact.
Don't send them flowers.
Let me just
She's a
scroll
Twitch
through
streamer.
here. Also, Mr. Barber, as I mentioned, the beginning of the calendar, there with a family violence protective order, there is a requirement of the family violence intervention program. You need to complete that as part of this. And Mr. Bernard Ellis is our compliance officer, and you will meet with him today before you leave. As soon as I'm done talking, we'll put you in a breakout room with him, and he will instruct you on how to get enrolled in the classes and how to stay in compliance and to communicate with him, because he does monitor compliance. The first compliance calendar.
She got
that
an
the
earring
new
in her
people come
hair.
for this calendar is going to be May 26, 2023.
Yeah, the dreads
It's
are
on
pierced.
Zoom, and or maybe I'll let Mr. Ellis speak to that.
I didn't know that was
So
a thing.
he'll let you know. Also, the last thing I need to tell you about is that you are prohibited from possessing a firearm or ammunition during the 12-month protective order, and that's under federal law. Okay. Mr. Barber, is that the consent agreement that you came to?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Ms. Faison, is that the agreement that you came to?
So we're not even having the hearing. Basically,
Can you
they
unmute for me,
they
ma'am?
have.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
They've been nice
Okay.
enough
All
to
right.
agree to letting the TPO go through. He doesn't want to fight it. I
Wow.
thought she had an earring here on this side too, and it had gotten hung in her hair while she was sleeping. I had no. And she's got a seashell in one of them. That's pretty cool. Is she from the Bahamas? Or
Yeah, she's just coming back from vacation, I guess.
Yeah. So, like I said, today we're going to be jumping in and out of these because she's already behind. So she's not going to be taking huge breaks. The first case that when my internet went out that I was recording, that ended up being a nice 1.5-hour banger of a video that we didn't get to see.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's
Look
this
at
red
this.
shirt guy?
Yeah, red shirt guy matching her pocketbook today, and
Ooh.
really doing it up with the flowers today. Listen, Judge Boyd typically has some very nice flowers, although we're really overdoing it here.
Somebody loves her.
Do you think she buys them for herself?
Oh God, I hope not. I'd be so sad if she did. I thought like maybe she got some real admirers out there. I mean, if we put all the flowers on screen that Krieg gets every single day from people, it'd look just like this.
I have a flower room here.
It's a true story.
Somebody is 70 years this morning. My God, look how busy the courtroom is.
It is packed to the rafters. Well, let's listen to a little bit of what she's got to say, and then while we're waiting for them to come back over here.
Prison, and you're going to be possibly going to prison for 20 years, and people ask you why you're here, you're going to end up having to tell them because you wouldn't stop using marijuana. Your time in prison wasn't worth you giving it up, and your children were not worth you giving it up. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And stop having children until you get your life together. All right, so he's going to retake IOP as well.
Wow.
Is there anything else you need from the court? And don't go into any more fights, especially if you don't know the name of the people.
Yes, ma'am.
And honestly, boxing hasn't been great since Sugar Ray Leonard and Muhammad Ali. People don't even have skills anymore.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you,
So,
Carrie.
all right, thank you.
Not only did she put him down, she
Luis
put down the
Gomez.
sport of boxing.
Yeah,
All
she's on a
right.
roll today.
We're going to jump over here and see what we've gotten figured out.
All right.
Maybe. As soon as I
Is
unmute it.
1518R just wearing like a towel?
I don't know.
You
It's
just get out
very
of the
sexy.
shower?
The consent of the parties to May 11th.
Ugh. So this one had 2 TPOs. The person had 2 TPOs
Ms.
taken out.
McKinnon, is
against
Mr.
different people.
Copeland a witness that in the Greer case?
He potentially could be. I think that we could probably save his testimony for his own hearing, Your Honor,
Okay,
so
well,
it's not redundant.
If you want to, I mean, obviously you can do whatever you need to do with your case. I was going to say we can put him in the waiting room to see if you need
Okay.
him as a
Please.
witness or not. Okay, we'll put
Please.
Mr. Copeland in the waiting room.
Thank
We'll
you.
bring you back, Mr. Copeland. We'll see you next Thursday.
Grotto just learned of. Remember the
Alright.
other day when I learned
Okay,
about
so now we are just here on position.
waffles, the penis-shaped waffles?
Yeah.
That's such a big thing. Grotto just came across
Just
that
ate some?
himself.
Well, that's cool.
This is a
All right, so
stalking.
One person's
protective
case.
order.
holding
There's
off,
an
but we're gonna
ex
get
parte one issued.
here
that
one
was
now.
issued on the 13th
Maybe.
of April. The petition was filed on April 10th. and Ms. Greer is represented by Ms. McKinnon. And I think I already talked about, you know, explain how this is going to go, but let me make sure I did. Ms. Diallo, the petitioner has the burden of proof. They have to prove that acts of stalking took place by a preponderance of the evidence, so they go first. And then, like I said, I'll give you an opportunity to ask questions.
Hell of a time
And
to
then
be
if you
alive,
wish,
right,
you can
MB?
also testify yourself or present evidence, okay? And so, what else did I want to let you know? Okay, I'll give you both an opportunity to make
Penis
a
waffle.
brief opening statement if you like, or we can just dive right
Extra
into the
whipped
case.
cream.
Ms. McKinnon, do you have anything?
I think we could just dive into the case, or I could just give the court just some brief background about
that'd be
the.
fine.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. The parties are connected because Ms. Greer and Mr. Copeland are engaged to be married and they live together. Ms. Greer became introduced to Ms. Diallo. Well, Ms. Diallo made herself relevant to Ms. Greer by contacting her initially at the end of the summer of 2022 to advise Ms. Greer that she had was currently engaged in a sexual relationship with Mr. Copeland, who is Ms. Greer's fiance.
Let me interrupt for a second. I just wanted to tell you all, I am taking notes, so if I'm looking down, that's why. Okay.
Yeah, me too. If I'm
being
looking down,
attentive,
it's
and also
because I'm
I look
taking
at a
notes.
screen that has the docket with the case filings in it. And so
I got
if
a better
look
look over
inside, that's
here.
what I'm doing. I just want to make sure you all know that while it looks like I may be distracted, I am listening.
Look at
Okay.
this note taking.
Yes, ma'am.
right.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
And that first introduction was first interaction was August the 19th, 2022, when Ms. Diallo reached out to Ms. Greer to advise that she was engaged in a sexual relationship with her fiance at the time. And since that first interaction, the harassment and the basis for our application for a temporary protective order initiated. My client has experienced harassment via social media, via the telephone, also
Live La Via
via
Loca.
the judicial system.
CG, go
And
watch
if
them
the court
yourself,
will
you
allow me to
dumbass.
elaborate, I'll do
Why
so
are you here?
briefly. The harassment via social media, as I
No.
stated earlier, started on August the 19th
Why?
when the respondent sent a very graphic and
Get away
egregious
from here.
photo of expelled fetus matter, claiming to have been
Whoa.
pregnant by my client's fiance and incurring a miscarriage. And that was one of the exhibits that
That's your
we
fault, CG.
presented to the
I blame it
court.
on CG.
If
CG
the court
did
would
it.
like me to share my screen, I can do
Fetus
that.
matter.
I'm just doing an opening statement right now.
Okay.
Just
So
Change your name
that
now,
was
CG.
the
Fetus matter.
introduction. Since then,
Fetus matter.
such egregious photos and messages have been sent by the respondent to my client's mother, to my client's friends, and to my client's co-workers, and also her classmates. My client at the time that the harassment started was a student at Cornell. She's no longer a student due to the egregious acts and confusion that has been caused, and we'll get into that by the respondent. She's no longer an employee either at Swirl Entertainment. She was a part-time employee there and also an employee of True Glory Hair Company. And she's also lost her position with that company as well due to the chaos and the harassment that was brought on by the respondent.
Wow.
Not only has she been embarrassed and suffered financial loss, but the respondent has harassed my client through the judicial proceedings, specifically, Your Honor, filing a warrant for unbased, alleged harassing phone calls from my client. That case was dismissed this week, Your Honor. We appeared before Judge J.G. Davis in Magistrate Court, DeKalb County. It was dismissed on the evening of May 2nd. Also filing a frivolous TPO application in Fulton County, and that case was also dismissed on May 2nd. We appeared before the Honorable Judge Tamika Hrabowski Houston as well. In addition to being harassed through the judicial system and social media, the respondent has visited Swirl Entertainment, which is not only the part-time employee of Ms. Greer, but also the employer of her fiance, Mr. Copeland, who was just removed from the screen. She's also sent third parties over to the offices in Metro Atlanta for Swirl Entertainment, and we have evidence.
Swirl Entertainment worldwide
testimony. And Your Honor, my client not only has suffered emotional stress and strain, embarrassment, but she's lost her employment. With True Glory, her schooling is on hold with E. Carnell under investigation because of the harassment and the distraction caused by the respondent, which is solely based upon unrequited love. At that particular time, shortly in the summer.
Which one you think is the mistress, the one at the top or the one in the bottom?
This one here that almost looks like she has a little bit of nipple hanging out at the top of the areola. I could be wrong.
Maybe. Maybe. CG, did you see that?
Calling it like I see it.
From the
CG.
court, because my client
I'm
is
guessing
already
the girl in
lost
the glasses
enough,
too.
would like to be able to proceed peacefully in her life and in her relationship without any additional distractions, harassment, or any instances of stalking, Your Honor. And so that's why we're here this afternoon.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you.
Now, Ms. Diallo, you do not need to make an opening statement, and I'm going to base it on evidence, not what I hear in an opening statement. So, and you might decide to testify. So whatever you tell me here, I'm actually not going to consider evidence. So if you just want to wait till you testify, that would be fine too.
That's fine.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Ms. McKinnon.
Okay. I'd like to call to the stand my witness, Ms. Rael Greer.
Go ahead.
Oops.
Do I need to
Didn't click it
swear
right.
in?
There
or-
it is.
Yes.
Okay, please raise your right hand. You swear to affirm the truth and only the truth, so help you God.
Yes,
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Rayo Greer.
Okay, please state for the court how you became introduced to the respondent.
She sent me a series of messages via direct message on Instagram.
Okay, were those messages from her personal page?
Yes.
Okay, what was the name of the Instagram handle that contacted you?
Hey Caddy.
Spell that for the record, please.
HEY KADI, I believe.
Okay, and in that initial message, could you explain or describe the content of that message for the court this afternoon?
It was a series of messages of her interactions with my now fiance and pregnancy tests and a very graphic imaging of sexual encounters with my fiance.
Okay, and what was
Oh,
the
she just
date
dipped out
of
after
that?
that.
I think we've lost the respondent, Your Honor.
Boy, we sure did, didn't we?
Uh-oh. Thank you for letting me
Perfect
know
time
I
to
was
leave.
writing. So we're going to need to pause until we get her back.
That is that's proof we were right that it was her.
That's her, yeah.
side
So
chick,
yeah,
yeah.
she they shouldn't leave. They should just wait for her to come right back in. But yeah, and a lot of stuff she's claiming she's lost her job over it. She's done all these, types of things. She lost a child. It's really a juicy one already. I wish Mr. Copeland could have had his case heard too. He's the guy that we saw earlier that left. That's the guy that both of these two really attractive women have been sleeping with.
So fiance up here,
Yeah.
down here that just dipped out. That is the side piece. Now she was just saying, just to make sure that Creed followed this correctly.
Go ahead.
The Instagram messages contained explicit things of the side piece and the fiance
Yeah.
together. Is that what I'm getting, or
The
is that
side piece and the man together, Mr. Copeland. Really, it could be in some sort of it could be it could be anything, copulation, fornication, penetration. It could be any of those things, Creed. We just don't know what's in these videos. Maybe we'll see them when they're introduced into evidence.
All right, Deborah, you bring up a very valid point. If it was sent for that reason, I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess. Just my guess here is that the words surrounding that most likely were not in a, hey, your man's a cheater, so you might want to. I have a feeling it might be, look what I got. You know what I mean? Like look who I've been with. I have a
My
feeling.
man.
I could be wrong.
And it's a case too of obviously there's more to it than just that encounter. If there's all this going on, there must be maybe some stalking, some threats, things of that nature. her getting this TPO will go a long ways towards Mr. Copeland next week, which we'll catch as well, getting his TPO against her. And if she doesn't get hers, then again, but it really depends on the judge. It really, really does.
And also, she almost made it sound like they maybe weren't fiancés, or they weren't.
Not at that time. No, they got engaged after he found out. After she found out he was cheating. I mean, it doesn't work that way for me. Oh my God, I'd be on the streets. I'd be panhandling for love. It definitely would not work out that way. For me.
Hager, come on! Women love to change men, and men love to change the Wormans. That's so. I can change him.
Or maybe she's thinking like, if I can get him to marry me, I win. You lost.
Well, I mean,
call you out of your name. You lost. I win. If only she would have had this type of problem. Oh, that she was there for a second and gone, there she is. If she had these kinds of problems when she was trying to harass the hell out of these people.
I was, actually, that's why I asked for a continuance, because I am at an appointment right now.
Cordesia.
I should be settled right now. My phone just went around a little hot when I was outside.
Right. Go ahead, Ms. McKinnon.
Okay. Ms. Greer, I think that you were describing the contents of the initial messages sent to you.
Yes, so it was a series just of messages of her encounters with my now fiance, graphic images of her, my fiance, and her fetus from her alleged miscarriage. And yeah, so that was the basis of what I received.
Okay. Your Honor, if I may ask the court's permission to share my screen.
Please don't be a fetus.
Please no fetus.
What you need to do
We
is
just got the
ask
channel
clerk
back.
to
Please no fetus.
share her screen with anything you.
Okay.
Yes,
By
you
the
just
way,
give me the exhibit number
we
or
are not
letter and I'll pull it up for you.
putting
Okay,
this up.
thank
They
you,
are.
ma'am. It would
Anyone
be
watching?
exhibit 1. We had just 2 attachments, and it's titled
Click away for
photo.
a second. I don't know what to do.
Graphic photo.
Oh.
I mean, they're not going to show a fetus, right?
Oh,
We're not going to do that in court.
To be sure, we're not. Just
Covering
in
up
case,
that
though.
that does not.
I'm
that
not
does
showing
not save
one
the channel,
with
by
that
the way.
title, but I can pull up the first exhibit and you can let me know if this is the correct one.
By the way,
Okay.
Mikey saw nudity on the channel one time, and he went like
I
this.
know these are
Yeah,
true.
well, I didn't want it to
It
go
would be
out
the
on the
second
internet.
one. I apologize.
If it's
No
a
problem.
look, I'm going to tell you right now.
I
If it's a
haven't mastered
fetus,
the art of
I
being
will be
on
covering
Zoom,
it.
getting in my
Right.
email, so please forgive me.
No problem.
Just be ready to click away. I can't
Oh, I've
imagine
got something
they
to
would.
cover it already. If it is,
I can't imagine they would show something like that.
You can
But
tell me if this is the one.
oh God, please don't be.
oh, okay, all right.
No, that's not it.
Oh God.
Oh, that look on her
So
face.
next to yours, you have like numbers. IMG 5376.
Is the one that says
It should have
OMG.
a title to it.
I see one judge letter, online harassment.
Oh, please
Go to
no
the third
fetus.
You want me to resend it to you?
No, don't do that.
You're probably better off at
That's
the
up to
moment
the
pass.
judge if you would.
This is a tense moment here.
Oh, it could be a first on our show.
I mean, I guess we
hopefully
can
a
do,
last.
it's not. I didn't look at any of the exhibits.
Gary!
So
Thank you,
there
thank you.
are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exhibits.
Oh my God.
Is that
Right.
right, Ms. McKinnon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's going to be one of these, right?
Right, but she don't know which one.
It says miscarriage photo 2022. That's the title.
Unfortunately,
name.
it doesn't
Nope.
Yeah.
have those
Nope.
sorts of
Let's do that for the moment.
titles.
For real.
Okay.
I mean,
I just chat you my.
One thing if we didn't just get the main channel back this
I
I
morning,
can go
right?
through each
your
one.
email. Okay.
YouTube.
Let me
would
go
be
and I'll
after
just hit
us.
resend. Thank you so much.
Hopefully, it's all in the middle of the screen. If that's what it is, please don't. Oh God, please don't.
Well, the
Oh,
thing
please
that
don't.
I'm thinking of is like they'll show a message maybe,
My apologies.
and like the picture would be real small, maybe even that.
If
would
it's
be-
real small, maybe. But
Be copied.
I'm afraid of what it could possibly
I mean, there's 8x to the
It's
Z.
not letting me
exhibits
copy the
coming
email.
up.
It's CLBR.
OOME
Uh-huh.
at DeKalbCountyGA.gov.
Why would you
Thank you.
send? Okay, obviously they don't
I
have it
just
right
sent
this
it.
second.
Or resend
But
it.
why would you?
It has 2 attachments.
First of all, take a picture of that. It's an
Oh, I-
awful thing.
That's not flexing, is it? I mean,
No.
Said it just went through it.
As somebody who's been the father of a child that hasn't made it like that, that's awful thing. I mean, just terrible. And I pray that they
Madam
do
Clerk,
not put
were
this
you
up.
able to receive that?
No, ma'am,
I
it
don't-
hasn't came through yet.
I don't like
Okay.
the judge's face when
It'll be
whenever she
coming
just
from
saw that.
my Gmail. That's the quickest one I could pick up. Adama McKinnon. It's saying it went through on my end at 1:20.
Thank you. God,
It's an honor, Minta. It's an
black
honor.
bag.
Why don't we continue with testimony and
Okay.
then Ms. Broom can let us
There
know.
you go,
when
Judge.
those
Good call.
exhibits
Good
are.
call.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. And so that was the initial contact. And what was the date of that message?
All right.
August 19th,
Okay. Of what year?
Man.
2022.
Okay. And in that photo, what do you believe that you were viewing in that photo?
A miscarriage, miscarriage feces in one of the photos. yes.
Feces?
Can you describe the photo?
It was a bloody matter.
I hope she
Okay.
misspoke.
Are you the only person that the respondent sent that to?
No.
Who else did she send
Oh
that
boy.
to?
Family, friends, coworkers.
Oh
What
my
specific
God.
family members did she send that to?
My mother,
What is your
What?
mother's name?
Rosla Mitchell,
And how did Miss Mitchell receive that? Your mother received that photo?
via social media direct message from her page, from Cotty's page,
And what social media platform?
Instagram.
Okay.
Oh my
And you
God.
also mentioned friends. What friends received that?
Sorority sisters, some of my close best friends, people that I went to college with.
And did they all receive that photo and information
Why?
via social media as well?
Correct.
Did you ever provide that information to
Whoa.
the respondent at any point in time?
No.
Okay. You mentioned coworkers. What coworkers received that same photo and information?
Oh,
Coworkers
so
that
gross.
work in the entertainment and television industry, coworkers that work at Swirl, people that I've worked freelance with on
No wonder she
different
got fired from all
various
of her jobs.
projects.
Okay. Did you ever provide your employment information to the respondent?
No.
Okay. Is your employment information, or was it at that particular point in time, featured on your social media platform?
Swirl was not.
Okay. What about your freelance companies?
I might have posted like projects that I've worked, but they're never like current projects. When I work on those projects, when I post them, I'm always on like a different project. So it would never be current projects.
So what project was posted or received that photo? What company?
People who work for the city of Atlanta, co-workers that worked on,
That one is.
I believe I was on, when that happened, I was on a project called The Game.
Okay. And that would have been noted on your social media, August 2022.
No.
Okay. So how would someone discover that information?
I guess randomly going through friends
After
that may
now's not the
comment
time.
or coworkers that comment on my page and posts.
Okay. Did you suffer any financial loss after that image was sent out to your employers?
Yes.
Could you specify on the record the financial loss that you incurred because of those messages being sent out?
I worked part-time with Swirl, and so I lost being
Bye,
able
Kathy.
to work part-time with them. I had
Good
a
to
True
see you.
Glory contract
Thanks for stopping
for a
by.
hair company that I no longer am able to fulfill now because of the drama
I
and
wish it was.
harm
How is
that
this
she
boring?
caused from the post that she made
Okay.
Best
for
case of
those
the end of the
direct
year.
pages.
Was the photo of the expelled fetus the sole photo or message that was sent to True Glory and Swirl Entertainment?
No, she sent screenshots of conversations between my now fiance and herself as well.
Could you describe the content of those conversations to the court
Some
in the
of
screenshots?
the screenshots included Gerard and her discussing termination of her pregnancy. It discussed sometimes when they would get together, things of that nature.
Okay. Due to your knowledge, did the respondent contact anyone associated with your academic institution?
She did.
Okay. How was that contact made?
I believe she saw a post on my social media and she went to their page and made a lot of different accusations under the school page.
Could you describe in detail some of those accusations?
She said that I was harassing her. She said that she had relations with my significant other. She said
Your other what?
that that she was going to make me pay and things like that.
Look, she's smirking, man.
Okay. Could you describe to the court the effect that those interactions had with your relationship with your academic institution?
I wasn't able to complete my class this semester because of it.
Okay. Are you able to return to become a student?
I'm not sure yet. I'm still waiting to hear back.
Wow.
Are there any investigations being conducted within your place of employment and or your school related to this online attack?
School and Swirl.
Okay. And you've been terminated from Swirl?
Correct.
On a temporary basis or permanent basis?
I'm still waiting to find out if it's fully permanent.
I like this
Okay.
lawyer, by the way.
In addition to messages being sent to your place of employment, your school, and freelance contractors that you work with, can you describe for the court the type of harassment that you've endured at the hand of the respondent?
She just has slayed my name in mud and reached out to family, friends. Of course, work has been highly impacted because of this situation. I haven't been able to get on another project because of the drama that this has caused. So I've been impacted very much severely because of her interactions with reaching out to various employers and
I think it goes a lot deeper than just sending them.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
To your knowledge, does she know where the Swirl Entertainment office is located?
Yes.
And what leads you to believe that?
She dropped off files at the Swirl offices, which is why myself and my fiance are under investigation at Swirl.
And
Oh,
what were
God.
the contents of those files?
Alleged harassing, that she said that we harassed her.
Okay. And do you know the time frame or the date when these files were dropped up at your place of employment?
It was the date. Sorry.
Month and year.
It was in March of 2023.
It might have been on my birthday or Mikey's birthday.
And
Or both.
you filed this for a temporary protection order, correct?
Correct.
Why? Can you explain to the court why? I know you filled an application out, but can you articulate the reasons why
Michael, I agree.
you feel threatened by Ms.
Not with
Diallo?
this one.
Because I don't know if she's going to continue to harass
This is a whole
myself
deep
or
hole.
my fiance. Now that, of course, that we are engaged, and I don't know what other damages that she wants to cause harm to my life for. This has been something that has caused a lot of stress in both of our lives. And I've had to go to therapy for this personally and with my fiance because of this. And I just want the harassment to stop on her end. She's also threatened my life and the process as well. So I really just want this to be over.
Describe to the court how she's threatened your life.
Gerard informed, which is my fiance, informed her that my mother was in the hospital, and she threatened me by saying that she would put me in the hospital, like my mother.
Okay, and how did she perpetuate that threat? How did she get that to you?
Go
Was it by
away,
phone? Was it via social media?
It was over the phone.
Okay. Do you believe that Ms. Diallo knows where you reside?
Yes.
Why?
She had our address in the TPO, and her and Gerard discussed meeting not too far from our area before. So I do believe she knows exactly where we live.
Has she ever stated to you that she knows where you live?
Not to me, but to Gerard, yes.
Has she ever sent any, well, we can only testify about what she stated to you, okay? Has she ever sent you photos of your home, the interior or the exterior?
She described interior before, yes.
Keeps popping up.
Okay. Anything particular, specific about the interior of your home that she made reference?
She's been to the house.
She made reference to the area that we lived in, and being able to like see the tree from the balcony of our home.
Wow.
Okay. So it would be a safe statement or accurate statement for the court to say that you feel threatened in your home.
Yes.
She
Okay.
told her where she hid some
Would
dirty,
it be an accurate
dirty
statement to
underwear
say
in the
that this
house.
harassment has occurred from August of 2022 up until April of 2023?
Correct.
Okay. What is your belief as to why the harassment finally stopped in April of 2023?
I believe her being served.
Served what?
Served for our temporary TPO.
Okay. Did you participate in proceedings in Fulton County on May 2nd, where Ms. Diallo also filed a temporary
Is
protective
she
order
creed
against you?
frame down there in
Correct.
the corner?
Okay. And what was the
I
disposition of
think
that
so,
case?
yeah.
It was dismissed.
Was a warrant filed against you for harassing phone calls in DeKalb County as well?
Correct.
I
By
think she
the
took a picture
respondent,
of
Ms.
herself
Diallo.
and
Correct.
put it up.
Okay.
No.
You
So she's at
participated
a
in that hearing as well on May 2nd?
I did.
And what was the disposition of that case?
It was dismissed.
Okay. What do you feel will occur in your life if the court does not extend this protective order to 12 months?
I fear that she's going to
Good to
continue
see
to
you.
harass me and cause further damages and pain to
She
my
gone.
life.
Hang on one moment.
Okay,
She's
so
Diallo's gone now.
She's been creed framed
Okay.
for a bit.
yeah,
I actually, and there she is. All right, Ms. Diallo is back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. And so is that the reason why you're asking for this protective order to be extended for 12 months?
Correct.
Did the harassment increase or intensify after you announced your engagement in December of 2022?
It did.
Okay. Do you fear that it will intensify after your wedding occurs in 2023?
I do.
Do you have a tentative date for your wedding?
September of 2024.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the court this afternoon?
No, that is all.
Okay,
I wish
thank you.
Manning was here
Your
to
Honor,
tell
we'll
her
rest
not to
briefly
marry
with
that
this
man.
witness.
Don't
Okay.
marry
No
that man.
kidding. She would say it too.
I do want to
Uh-huh.
go take another consent, but I just have some questions I don't want to forget. I just want to make sure I understand. So, and if you want to do more about this, but this is what I want to know. What is how has the direct communication been?
Mikey from
between
earlier, we're missing
respondent
him.
and petitioner, and has it continued unabated since August through April?
My client can answer that.
We have gone back and
Got you,
forth
Deborah.
via social media and direct messenger. We have communicated over the phone as well.
And if I may add, please, Your Honor,
Please.
Ms. Greer, could you just clarify for the court, are your interactions simply responses after you've been harassed?
Correct.
Have you ever initiated any harassment upon the respondent?
No.
You never would have known about the respondent unless she introduced herself to you on that day in August that you described, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
And I guess one more question I have, has your client ever said, like, stop,
on numerous occasions.
That's a big one. There's a lot of people forget to do that.
Okay. Ms. Diallo, I'm going to give you an opportunity to let me know what questions you want me to ask Ms. Greer. But I need to take a consent agreement and then I will come back to you all. So this should only take a couple minutes, okay?
Okay.
I'll be right back. Ms.
Thank you.
Diallo?
Hey.
Hmm.
All right. So they'll be right back. We'll put this up for a second. We'll recap where we're at. Okay. So a lot to unpack with that one. A couple people were asking, where was Mr. Copeland? Mr. Copeland is the man who is getting married to the young lady in the upper right-hand corner and having a relationship with the lady in the bottom. His case will be heard next week, which I can't wait. I cannot wait to hear his side of the story and hear, like, when was the last time they hooked up and things like that. I think that could be a real blockbuster too.
Certainly could be. It'd be nice to see him and hear him to get an idea of what she sees in him, because this is a lot. This is crazy. They're still getting married. They have the date. They're fiance. It's just absolutely crazy. So the two biggest things that we're throwing out is some messages sent on Instagram from the side piece, we'll call her.
Not to just them, but like everyone they knew.
Yeah.
Including their place where they work, their school, their family, their friends. Everybody got this disgusting picture that we're going to see here in a little bit.
And I believe it wasn't just the fetus picture. I believe there were some others of them engaged in activities together. Yeah. I think that she had said
it seems that way. I mean, I'm guessing that's going to be presented too.
The other thing that sticks out too is what kind of bomb she just dropped there with that it sounds like the side piece knows quite a bit about the house, or has been in the house, or as many of you said in the chat below, that they probably in their bed.
Oh yeah, they did the nasty in that bed for sure, without a doubt.
Wow. What a case.
I can't. Wow. I really look forward. Allegedly. I look forward to, she doesn't have an attorney. So she's going to be talking for herself, and that's going to really do something. And she's at an appointment, which appears to be like a doctor's appointment. Are we going to find out she's like pregnant again or something during this? What's going on?
I liked your idea that she had just kind of figured out how to put up a picture of herself so that she could go to the meeting.
She could still talk at this appointment.
Oh, could you imagine? It's one thing to cheat.
One time.
This is like this was
I made a mistake.
Yeah, this is a whole relationship happening, not just
a
little side piece. This was there's a lot there.
How did he have time? Oh my God. Have you ever had a girlfriend that you could get away from that damn much? I mean, typically, they want to hang out all the time. You're doing stuff together. You're on the phone. He's like all kinds of free time. Way too much time on his hands.
This is crazy. This is a crazy one. A couple of jaw-dropping moments through this. And then I'm not playing this up. I was worried about them seriously showing a bit of that picture.
And I think they are. I think they're going to show it. I mean, I can't imagine. It's a bit much.
Oh my God! Now be ready for that one.
I don't know. I mean, at what stage are we going to see this? Did she just had a miscarriage, right? Or were we saying she aborted it? I don't even know.
I don't even know if I want to know.
It's like, I have never. I mean, we've seen like with the lady who was having the affair with the ex-football player that Manning saw. Very good case. If you haven't seen that yet, go back. It's a two-parter on our channel. The football player and the mistress, like a Columbo episode. This has got a whole nother element, which it seems like every time this goes on, the mistress goes to the other woman And I don't know for what. I don't know if they think they're going to get the man, or are they just trying to ruin their relationship? What are they trying? What's their end
Yeah,
game?
what are you going to prove? Like, so that's the other thing is obviously with that listen, even just sending a picture like that to her is way above and beyond. So dirty. That's just so out of the
Oh.
realm of even. And then to her mother, people that they work with, all of that is just, there's no reason for that. I cannot see anything that would come good from that. I just don't. I mean, even as a man, if as even remotely connected to a woman that did something like that, would scare the living shit out of me.
And to ruin the other woman's life, why? It's to ruin her life. Good to see you then, Denmark. But to ruin her life, her livelihood, her where she goes to school. I mean, just ruining her life. And I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about the lady who brought the TPO, but why in the world are you with this man who has gone out and done this, made you look terrible, and ruined a huge part of your life, including the way you make a living? I don't get it. Why?
Lisa's over here trying to throw out some memberships. You guys can't even click the like, but come on.
Oh my gosh. They can't click the like button. You know, there's no way they're going to find the join button.
That's a good point.
If you're just joining us, we're on a interlude at the moment. Manning's lighting is terrible today.
As terrible as that Denmark accent that just came out.
Denmark, I got a deep repertoire of impersonations. Denmark, not one of them. Not one of them. Are they smoking the pancake?
Is there absolutely any chance in this world that anything could come out of the side piece's mouth that may make us say,
oh, we were wrong
a little? I mean, I know we're not going to be totally wrong and totally off on this one. I'm certain of that, but I'm wondering if there's just
the sending of that picture is enough for me to be against her. I mean,
do you think that she'll even try to make any sort of reasoning why she would do that? Like, do you think she even attempts to do, or she just owns it and just like,
yeah, I did it. It was me.
Maybe. There's no logical answer I can think of that would.
All right. What if we find out? What if we find out it was a fake picture?
Oh yeah. Like Jay,
she made it just to F with her.
It would be just as bad. However, less sickening, I guess, tiny little bit less sickening on the side pieces, if that were the case. It's still a terrible play.
So shocking. Almost as shocking as the people who haven't liked this video yet or subscribed. This is almost that shocking. You know who would be fine with that whole picture sending deal?
CG.
No, CG and Satan.
That's right, Mikey. Even I, the Prince of Darkness, would not be okay with getting those pictures. I had to block her. I thought about dating this young lady, but huge
Katie.
mistake.
Katie! Sorry, Satan was here. That's called Mikey stretching for time.
I hope that
the attorney is great, by the way.
She's very good. She's very good. Straight to the point. You can tell. Very well rehearsed all around.
First one, is there any proof of files being dropped off to Swirl Films?
Yes.
Okay, let me make sure. I just want to make sure I may need to rephrase what she says to you, okay? But that's fine. We have an answer on that question. Go ahead, Ms. Diallo, you have anything else?
Yes. Are you aware that your fiance actually tried to stop the harassment from your end?
All right, so Ms. Greer, she's asking if you're aware that your fiance tried to stop harassment by you against him.
Against me.
No, I was aware that he had been in communication with you about everything, but he was trying to diffuse it because he knows how you react to.
Okay, I don't want you guys to say you. I really don't want you talking to each other. I want you to talk to me.
Okay.
So
That's
you can refer to her as her or Miss Diallo or
Miss
Respondent.
Diallo.
We're not going to have a back and forth between the
No,
two
I
of you. in
understand.
this courtroom.
I understand. I don't want that either at all. I
Okay.
promise I don't. The interactions were, I know my fiance wanted to diffuse Miss Diallo because of how she's acted in the past with spreading information to family and friends and coworkers.
All right. Miss Diallo, do you have any other questions? And I don't want you to refer to her as you. I want you to call her petitioner, Miss Greer, or her. Okay?
Okay. Is there any proof that, can I say your? I guess, no.
Nah.
I just want you to talk to me about what you want me to ask her.
I would like for you to ask her if she has any proof that her life was threatened, or if I ever said I was gonna make her pay.
Okay, do you have any proof that Miss Diallo said she was going to make you pay or that she threatened your life?
Actually, yes. My fiance was standing next to me when she threatened my life, and so was my mother.
Okay, all right. Miss Diallo, any other questions?
One more question. Are there any suspension letters or termination letters from your school or your employment, place of employment?
Ms. Greer, are there any letters of suspension or termination from your school or job?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, any other questions, Ms. Diallo?
Yes, lastly, is there any proof of me harassing your school or your place of employment?
Yes.
Another question.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Yes, it is very serious.
any redirect, Ms. McKinnon? Ms. Diallo, you can go ahead and mute again.
We didn't miss anything.
I'd like to ask Madam Clerk if she could share the screen of the exhibits, please, and we'll be very brief, Your Honor.
That's fine. Ms. Diallo, you can go ahead and mute.
Thank you, Ms. Moon.
Oh,
Very brief, Ms. Greer. What is this image portraying?
Miss Diallo's alleged miscarriage.
Okay, and is this an accurate portrayal or representation of the message that was sent not only to you and your fiance, but as you testified earlier, your family, friends, and coworkers?
Correct.
Okay.
Hang on a second, Madam Clerk. I don't really need to see the picture much bigger, but the words, can we increase anything on this size? I know. it might be-
yeah, we definitely don't need to
let me
see
check.
that any bigger. Yikes. There's zooming in. Hold on. All right. There we go.
Okay, it's just an appointment. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You can take that
Ms.
down
McKinnon,
now.
Anything else?
Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you refer to the second set of text messages, please? And like I said, I'll be very brief, Your Honor.
And it's, well, do you want that admitted as an exhibit?
Yes, please, Your Honor. If we could
Okay,
admit photo as exhibit 1 for the petitioner, please.
Okay, let me, Miss
Oh my
Diallo, do you have
God,
any
look at all
objection
these.
to that being admitted? You can unmute and go ahead and let me know.
For the first photo, as far as the fetus, right?
That was
Yeah, that's
perfect
what I'm
timing.
asking. Do you have any objection to that being admitted into evidence?
Yikes.
No. Was it sent to, I'm sorry. I did want to ask, was that sent to Greer or Copeland?
I believe my client testified everybody that was sent to. She testified that it was sent to herself. It was sent to Mr. Copeland. It was sent to family members.
Very quick,
specifically
5
stated
members
her
from
mother,
the mayor.
Rosalind Cash. She also
Thank you.
stated that it
Thank
was
you,
sent
Mayor.
to coworkers and friends, her sorority sisters
Okay,
and friends
that,
from college.
she just
Thank
asked if it was Copeland. All right, Miss Diallo, do you have any objection?
No.
Okay, it's admitted as evidence.
Thank
Ms.
you, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Yes. Madam Clerk, if you might, thank you so much. And I'll be very brief. Ms. Greer, is
Yes.
this a formatted organization of text messages that you have received from August of 2022 up until April of 2023 from the respondent?
Correct.
Okay, you've already testified. I just want to receive clarity. The first
She's
set
prepared.
over to the left, when you see the time stamped 11/27, describe to the court what we're looking at there.
These are all of Cadi's family and friends that came to my page as a result of Cadi's harassment.
All
Okay.
those?
And the second slot that has a timestamp of 6/23, what are we looking at there?
This is her messaging in a group message, family and friends, about her miscarriage with Jay, and sending other messages to my family and friends about their interactions as when they were, I guess, having sexual encounters.
Okay. And is that the
Is
same?
there any way to make any of this bigger? I know it might not be. I can kind of read it if I get my face really close.
She
to the
should
screen.
have submitted them one at a time.
Okay, thank you.
Since my miscarriage, it's
All right, go ahead.
funny
Thank you.
to me.
The
after
third
Jay got
section,
me
what are we
pregnant.
looking at there?
This is Cadi saying that I was going to get everything that I had coming to me.
Okay. We don't see the respondent's name. We see another name, last name Robinson. How were you able to determine that that was coming from the respondent?
So these pages were linked to her business email, and these pages also followed her her business and her personal account.
Now, did you receive messages from the I am Eric Robinson? And then we see on the far right, top of the morning pages, did you receive any messages detailing encounters that you were already aware of that occurred between the respondent and Mr. Copeland and yourself?
Yes.
Yikes.
Okay. And when you state that they were linked to her business page email, what email are you referring for the record?
Diallo Cosmetics.
Is that a page that is posted or that the respondent is featured on social media?
Correct.
Okay. And if you could describe for the court, what type of page is this, Diallo Cosmetics?
It's a cosmetic page, beauty page.
Okay. And you became familiar with that page after you saw the link? Was it after you saw the link between these anonymous messages coming through?
Correct.
Okay. I see on the far right-hand corner of the exhibit page at the top, it says reports. Describe to the court what we're looking at there.
This is me reporting the pages that are linked to Cadi, of the spam and harassment that she spammed my school page, Swirl's page, and also True Glory Hair.
Okay. And so you took it upon yourself to try to get some help to stop the harassment.
I tried to get the post that she made taken down.
Okay. And when did you make those reports? Month and year?
March 12th.
Okay. Did harassment continue thereafter?
Yes.
Somebody look her up and see if she
Yeah, the
does.
harassment didn't stop until after the ex parte happened.
Ex parte was?
Our TPO.
Okay. I want you to have clarification. Madam Clerk, could you scroll down for me, please? To the next row. Thank you so much. All right. And what are we looking at on the second row, starting from left to right reading? Can you describe to the court?
So this is one of her pages that watched me, that was linked to her her business email, which is in the second picture. You could
This
click
account
that email and
is
it
called
went
Top
to
of the
her
Morning.
business page, and somehow she changed the name of this page to You Wanna Play Rayo, which is in the third and fourth picture, where she continued to spam True Glory's.
Can we make that any larger at all?
That's what she
Please.
said.
Yeah, she's a great attorney. Getting your money's worth
Maybe,
with her.
I don't know if
No
there's a
doubt.
way to-
No doubt.
Yeah, I'm sure she's pulling double
Because
duty.
it was sent over through an email instead of through the CSC info, I'm limited.
I can read it. Y'all are just gonna have to look at my face real big on Zoom.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a play against.
And when you mentioned the word
Mhm.
spam,
you know what I mean?
provide some clarification.
But
for
when
the-
I say spam, she went on a rampage of sending messages to these particular pages, the eCornell page, the True Glory page, the Sorrel page, with messages like
She said
she's
Cornell?
still messing with my fiance, that he's still cheating on me. She said derogatory things about the hair company, and said that their product looked cheap, which is another reason why I got in trouble with the hair company.
Wow, see, she's even going after stuff
Cornell
like that.
page. She alleged that I was
What an
harassing
attack.
her, and then still went up under the page and said that I was harassing her, and that my fiance was still cheating on me under the page as well.
And she's using the language as I see in the far right-hand corner, stop harassing me. It's not my fault. Your man cheating. Is that correct?
Correct.
Or the
Okay.
School.
And she's,
School and ethical
and the page that's linked to her business account is adding your personal Instagram page, correct?
Correct.
And were these messages sent publicly?
Correct. They were all public.
and
So anyone
famously
visiting
desalted here
eCornell
on
or
main channel.
True Glory hair page would see these messages, correct?
Correct.
And one more time, please, Madam Clerk, you can scoot down to the third line and we will close this out, please. Thank you. Ms. Greer, can you explain what we're looking at now from left to right?
This is Cody using my likeness and Jay's likeness, my picture and my
It's a
my
very
name and Jay's name.
Sexy picture
This
right here,
particular
bro.
page
Hey,
is
now.
a page that Cody has that she renamed. It was one of her like backup beauty pages that she has, which she said verbally over the phone. This was me trying to report the pages. This is Cody telling me to pick up, and that she was calling me. My page was actually hacked at one point, and I had created another page. So she's alleging that she wanted to get rid of this new page that I created as well, because my pages are a form of business for me to market myself. So I make money from my pages.
Good for
And
you.
the third or
No,
fourth photo is
Cody.
me again trying to report the pages, and in the last photo it's her harassing the eCornell Instagram page.
Okay.
Cornell
That was just a
Instagram.
continuation of what we saw above. Correct, Ms. Greer?
Yes.
Cornell. Okay.
Was she trying to get her
And
to
I
pick up
do
the
believe
phone?
one more row, please.
It says, pick up,
Madam
Scary.
Gary.
I
Pick up, bitch.
apologize. I believe this is the last row. And Ms. Greer, would this just be a continuation of the harassment that you already made reference to in your testimony?
Correct.
Okay.
Kind of wild.
We rest on this witness, Your Honor.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
Ms.
here
Diallo,
we
do you
go,
have
big
anything
boy.
else you want me to ask Ms. Greer?
Somebody look up Raynell LaRue.
You're gonna need to unmute Ms. Diallo.
By the way, lead singer of Creed's favorite band,
Sorry about that.
band religion, Greg Graven,
Did
did a lot of time at Cornell and was a professor there, and may
It's
still be.
okay if you do. I'm gonna give you a chance to testify here in just a moment.
Okay.
Caroline, welcome.
All right, Ms. McKinnon, anything else from petitioner at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Ms. Diallo, if you please raise your right hand.
There we go.
You swear from the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be
Oh,
true and
boy.
correct. Under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Here
All right,
comes the
Ms.
crazy.
Diallo, well, I guess what do you want to tell me about this case? I may ask you some questions since you're unrepresented.
Yeah, this
okay?
is an extreme,
Yes.
extreme case
To
of that.
me, just to keep it brief, I think it's a petty exchange that's coming from both ends. She claims to be harassed, but I was harassed. Actually have audio of a phone call that I recorded of her fiance telling him some of the things that was going on. He acknowledged that, and he said that he was going to try to get the harassment to stop on her end. If they want that audio, I do have that today. I have plenty of text messages coming from the fiance. And basically, we were just trying to make a plan to get the harassment to stop from Rael's end. I also have screen recordings of Rael's Instagram. She actually put my Instagram, no, she put my Instagram and my address out to her 11,000 followers. And she
Ooh.
also, she made a message basically stating, hey, if you fellas are looking for a good time, she lives at 2510 Tree Hills Parkway. May the odds be in your favor. She also made
May
a
the
TikTok
odds be in your
video putting out my email address as well.
Oh my God.
Multiple phone calls as well. And in some of these text messages that I will show coming from her fiance, he acknowledges that she has at least called me 50 times.
So, excuse me, Your Honor, we would object to any conversations between the respondent and Mr. Copeland, and this is not what we're here for today. We're here on the petition filed by my client, and my client has alleged that she's been harassed, stalked, and has a genuine fear and a need for a protective order. So I would ask that all of our testimony remains relevant to the reason why we're here and been noticed to be here. Because
all right, Ms. Diallo,
Yes.
this is about responding to Mrs. Greer's or Ms. Greer's allegations, and also you can testify about what's gone on from her, but not what other people have said to you. Okay, so just if you can keep it to responding to the allegations in the petition, okay? Or what we heard here today, excuse me.
Okay.
You'll be able to be here next week on the other one, okay?
Okay. Do I continue?
Oh, yes.
She also made claims that I think multiple people came and harassed her, but she failed to show the proof of, she showed a list of everyone that follows me, but she failed to show proof of the harassing comments or anything like that as well. Didn't see a termination letter or anything like that. They stated that I was, I didn't see a termination letter from her job. Didn't see any notice of suspension from E. Cornell. And a lot of these messages or a lot of these proofs can also be doctored as well. So, yeah.
All right, so
That's it.
Ms. Diallo, do you deny that you were contacting her and that you sent those messages?
Which messages they had?
Let's see.
All the
See
ones we
Judge's
just,
face.
yeah.
Did
Like,
you
you'll make me talk about it, are you?
I'm not surprised she keeps it short and sweet. She don't have a case. She just doesn't have anything.
Oh,
she don't have a
my
leg to
goodness.
stand on here.
I mean, she was just talking about these audio recordings. Where are they? Why can't we hear them?
Yeah, another one saying that, I got this and that, but why are we not
Presenting it.
right?
You know what, I'm actually, if that's all you've got, I'm gonna let Ms. McKinnon cross-examine you, and then I may have some questions. Do you have anything else you want to say, Ms. Diallo?
There he is. Soak them all in, pass.
He's coming. Don't
very
you
brief.
worry.
Ms. Diallo, you just admitted before the court that you engaged in an exchange with Ms. Greer, correct? I think you referred to it as a petty exchange.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I think that's it, Your Honor.
Oh,
She admitted that she engaged in an exchange with my clients.
I mean, again,
Okay, I have some questions. Ms. Diallo, did Ms. Greer ask you to not contact her?
Melissa?
Melissa, baby, what's going on?
No.
Okay, so she never, okay. Did she, and I'm not sure if, did you get an indication that you were blocked or any social media where you were, anything like that?
Did I get any indication that I was blocked?
Mm-hmm.
No.
By her? Did you admit that
Blowing
you
it.
sent the text or I guess what we're calling the graphic photo to
Yes.
her.
To her, I sent a photo showing my miscarriage. I did.
Okay.
I did.
All right. Are you denying that you contacted her school?
Did I contact her school? No, I didn't.
Or their Facebook page? What was testified today? Are you saying you didn't do any of that? You didn't post any of that?
The comments, I did post that.
Okay, well. Okay.
And what about the places where she was working? Did you make those posts as well?
The post, no.
These long pauses, man.
It's almost like she wants to deny some of it and admit, figure out.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Miss McKinnon?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Diallo. All right, do you have anything else, Miss Diallo?
Do I have anything else? I
She
will
keeps
say
repeating.
that
Oh, it was much worse than that, Kirk.
there
Much worse.
currently isn't any interaction. Yes, I did say earlier that there was a petty back and forth, but it was back and forth. Harassment was coming on, both ends as well. As of right now, we haven't engaged in months, and I don't know how long. So I think the TPO was just frivolous, and I just kind of find it funny how a TPO was put out, or a TPO was filed after I filed mine. A couple of weeks after I filed mine, she filed hers. I do find it funny that a lot of these things that they claimed it's coming from 2022, but we're in 2023 and they're now just complaining. So I honestly believe if I never filed my TPO, there wouldn't be a TPO.
Your Honor, may I interject, please?
No, not right now. I mean, I'll give you another opportunity
Yes,
to ask questions. Go ahead, Ms. Diallo.
Thank you. I apologize.
What else she stated? Oh, she also stated that because of my doings, she lost her her employment, and she was also suspended. But I haven't seen any.
Oh, you're muted, Miss Diallo.
Oh, and she's back.
My apologies, but I was just saying that I haven't seen any letter of suspension. I haven't seen any termination letters, so I feel like that's just hearsay as well. Yeah. Yes, I think it's just petty. To be quite frank with you, I think it's just petty female drama that just made its way to the courts. To be honest with you, and I think it's just I think this TPO is just retaliation.
A little more than that.
Because of my TPO.
Ms. McKinnon, do you have any questions for her?
No questions. Just some clarification. I guess that could be deemed to be a closing, Your Honor.
Okay, let me just make sure. So does anyone have any other evidence that they want to submit? All right. Ms. Diallo, I think you've kind of already given me your closing just there, but is there anything else you want to say in summary before I make my decision?
Maybe if I can present proof of the harassment coming from her end, if I can do that.
I would object to that. We're not here for that. And her TPO was dismissed on May 2nd.
Ooh.
Well, let me see. There's a couple of things, Ms. Diallo. First of all, evidence was supposed to be submitted already, but if you can, I mean, I gave Ms. McKinnon a couple of minutes to send something to the clerk. I can give you the same. It wouldn't be that you haven't filed. Well, we're not here on a TPO about Ms. Greer's contact with you. Sometimes it is relevant in a stalking case to see if there is back and forth between the parties, especially recently. So if that's the sort of evidence you want to submit and you can get it to us within about 5 minutes, I'll probably allow that.
Yeah. I feel like it would be faster if I shared my screen because I do have
Yeah, we're not going to
everything.
do that though. So
I just-
Well, I
if you
can't.
wanna
I'm
email
shocked
it
that
to
she's
the
giving
clerk,
her a
I can
chance to
allow
do
that.
this. There's nothing to
I
this.
emailed it I think this morning and I think a few last night.
Okay,
can
well,
check.
what address did you send it to? Was it the one that was on the notice?
Yes.
Well, you've done this before, lady. You should know how it works.
Ms.
And by
Brown,
the
is
way,
there any
I
way you
think
can
I
check and see
have
if
the
it's there?
case of
I'm checking
hers
now.
from May
Thank you so
2nd.
much.
I've got another one recorded.
Really?
I haven't watched yet, and I remember there being 2 young ladies on it. So
Oh wow.
I may have that. If so, we'll definitely.
By the
do
way, I
much of
love
that.
the way that attorney shot that down. I'm telling you, she is great.
Oh, she is as fierce as she is beautiful and busty.
So we're giving her a chance to submit evidence that's supposed
Not
to be.
showing anything. Do you know about what time? Did
Um,
you get an
okay.
email back stating that we received it?
Did you not send it?
No, I did not.
Okay, so Judge, we don't have it at this
Now
time.
she didn't even send it. Now
She didn't send
Yes,
it.
I actually sent the email to all attached all 3 of you guys there. So I wanted to see it.
What?
I did send my email address to her chat if she want to send it to me.
Okay.
It reminds me of a child. Every time you hear them say you know they're lying.
Oh, and
No.
then you add in the, repeating everything that was just said is even worse. Like a double banger there.
She's giving herself time to think. Did I ever do that? I thought she was. I'll have to pull that up.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
You see my email address?
You're muted, Miss Diallo.
Her black nails.
No, she's
It's
trying to
almost
send that.
it's almost like we want to see this stuff
Yes,
just
this
because
one's
it's not going to go well if we ever
Uh-huh.
do get to even see it. If it ever does get sent.
I believe that this is going to be a 3-parter. Her case and the case coming up next week with the man, Mr. Copeland. Oh, she's pre-framed.
Yes, she is.
Wow. Again, how's this man working all 3? These 2 women like this.
I don't know. I don't know.
And they seem like polar opposites. The one seems like she's got it really together, and the other one seems like she's just a little on the crazy side.
Little on the crazy side?
Just slightly.
Yeah, the fiance certainly, if I had to guess, would be the marriage material between the 2 of them. So he's made that choice right, I believe.
I will say this about her long black fingernails. I bet they feel great for back scratching. Back scratching.
Lisa, where you been?
You missed a lot.
Yeah, you did.
You might want to rewind this one.
Okay, just let me know if you got that.
Oh, she's back.
Hey, Judge, would you like for me to share my screen?
Sure, thank you. Miss Diallo, if you can unmute, please, and get ready to tell us what we're looking at.
Yes. You can keep going on.
Is that him?
This is just for TikTok, and if you can pause right there, that is actually coming from her Instagram, where she decided to post my address
Here she go.
publicly to
There
her
it is.
following.
Your Honor, I'm going
Um,
to object to that. We are here because my client filed a TPO. Ms. Diallo has had the opportunity to present her evidence, which she did on Tuesday, May 2nd in Fulton County. And the TPO against my client was dismissed. We were noticed for a TPO hearing for the TPO application that my client filed against Ms. Diallo. This evidence is irrelevant to why we're here this afternoon.
Okay, I'm going to allow it just as what's going on between the parties. I'm not going to issue any TPO anyway. I can't against Ms. Greer, no matter what I think, but I'm going to allow it just for the purpose I said. When was this
Thank you.
posted, Ms. Diallo?
This was posted March the 10th. of this year, 2023.
All right.
Would you mind scrolling up, please?
Did you mean in the other direction?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
All right. Is that the direction you wanted the clerk to be scrolling?
Yes, if she could just scroll up. Mhm.
Oh, we were already there, no? Why are we scrolling back?
We just
Because
up
that's the
and down.
last. All right,
Okay,
you want me
so that's it.
on that?
all
Oh,
there
okay.
is?
Is there something else?
I
500
believe I got
followers.
two more.
That was it?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, yeah, so she threw back a little bit, like 1/1000th of what you threw at her. Oh, wait. All right. Hold on.
And we can, I guess, this is just text messages that is coming from the fiance. But if we can just scroll all the way up.
Fiance is not a party to why we're here today. Ms.
Oh,
Greer,
may I say, I'm not trying to present those evidence. I just sent that, but it was actually all the way down of an audio of me just kind of detailing some of the harassment that I've been just going through on that, by Rayo.
Hell yeah, 400 subs.
I'm going to object on
That's
this
good.
evidence rule. Ms. Greer is here to testify about any conversation, as well
trying
as
to
Ms.
read.
Diallo,
I
versus
saw
an
something about
audio of Ms. Diallo speaking to a third party.
A monkey
Yeah,
ass
Ms.
bitch.
Diallo, you have testified,
Danny
ma'am, and
Mace.
so
Not you.
I don't need a recording of you
Just-
telling me what you already told me. Do you know what I'm saying? If it was a video of an actual incident or something like that, I would allow it, but I am going to sustain the objection on that one, okay?
Yeah, it's a modern day for a
Okay.
good time
All
call
right.
written on the bathroom wall. The modern
Anything
Yes.
else, Ms.
version of that.
Diallo?
Yes. The
No, ma'am.
equivalent.
All right, and since I allowed her to present that evidence, Ms. McKinnon, do you have any questions for her about that?
No questions, Your Honor. I just wanted to point out to the court that my client
Gotta
was
start
not
somewhere.
served Ms. Diallo's TPO application from Fulton County until April 24th, which was after she had already filed her TPO that we're here on today. And
Okay,
also,
that can be in your closing. Just a second. Okay, so you don't have any questions for Ms. Diallo?
no, ma'am.
Okay, so Ms. Diallo, is that it for you?
Oh, Walter.
Yes,
Tell
ma'am.
me-
Walter,
Okay,
our leader.
Yes.
all right, so I know you don't want me to issue it, so now I'm going to hear from Ms. McKinnon to make her closing argument, okay? Go ahead, Ms. McKinnon.
Thank you. And I apologize for being premature with my statement. I just
Fine.
wanted to point out to the court that my client did not file this TPO as a retaliatory measure because, number one, she has a valid ground to seek the protection from the court and from Ms. Diallo. She filed her application and also participated in an ex parte hearing on April the 12th. She did not receive service of a TPO against her from Fulton County filed by Ms. Diallo until April 24th of 2023. I also like to point out to the court that after Ms. Diallo had clearly filed her TPO against my client, she continued to harass her throughout the month of March and throughout April. I also like to point out that my client testified, as well as Ms. Diallo testified, that the engagement between the young women ceased at the end of April, and that was solely based upon the service of temporary protective orders. So therefore, Your Honor, we would like to argue and respectfully request the extension of the 12-month protective order in order to continue the ceasefire and the harassment upon my client, who's testified today about the injury she suffered and her feelings of her safety being threatened because of the acts that Ms. Diallo has engaged. Ms. Diallo has even admitted before the court that she did provide those spam remarks on social media, that she did send the photo. So therefore, Your Honor, respectfully, we're asking that the TPO that is in place be extended for 12 months, please. Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you, everybody, for your presentation of testimony and issues here today. These are serious allegations. And like I said, I appreciate everyone staying respectful in dealing with this hearing. I am going to find by preponderance of the evidence that the petitioner has proved that acts of stalking have occurred, a pattern of harassing and intimidating behavior by respondent. And I am going to issue a 12-month protective order. Respondent is enjoined from going within 100 yards of Ms. Greer, her immediate family, her residence, her place of employment or school.
Oh, wow.
The respondent
I
is
thought
any
she'd left.
contact direct or indirect, or through another person with petitioner or her immediate family, and that's including social media, texting, phone calls, fake accounts, anything, no contact of any kind, in person or otherwise, or indirect, as I said. And this order shall remain in effect for 12 months. It'll naturally expire on May 3rd, 2024. And I think that is basically it. There's no family violence class because this isn't a family violence order. It sounds like neither party really wants to have any communication with anybody, so I certainly hope it won't be an issue. But Ms. Greer, you'll get a copy of this protective order via email when it is filed, and Ms. Diallo, you can get a copy of it from the clerk's office in the next day or so when it is filed. And I think that is it. Does anybody have anything else?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, okay, and Ms. Diallo and Ms. McKinnon, I guess we will see you here next week.
Yes,
Okay,
Your
we'll
Honor.
send you all a copy.
Oh, that's that. Wow.
Hopefully
Not
your internet is
surprised.
better at 4 o'clock. That all
I don't have to play any videos in, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, true. I had it ready to jump to if we needed
saw.
it. We still
I
had the
saw.
audio, which was fine.
The audio's fine, yeah.
But I was ready. I was ready. Yes, TPO granted. That
No
one,
surprise.
I think about an hour ago we knew that was going to happen, and thankfully, because
And by the way, when it ended just now, when I could see it over here, that the Miss Diallo was smiling, still smiling. I don't know. I don't think we've heard the last of this. I don't think she's going to let it go.
he
really
has
don't.
had an outage earlier this morning, right, for an hour and a half. I guess.
Yeah, I didn't think we're going to be able to do court today because it went out. They
Yeah.
sent me a thing saying it'll be 1:30 before they turn it back on. Now, here
Well,
we are.
it lasted almost the entire 1 hour and 30 plus. So that's all right.
I guess I really can't complain, but I'm going to. What a great time. Hopefully everybody has as much fun I did. If not,
That's a hell of a case.
I don't know.
I need a breather before Thirsty Thursday on We Gotta Chase today.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. We got a Florida man that's he's in trouble with the law since the day he was born.
I like that. Thank you guys so much. Great to see some new subs coming through. People saying hey, that are new names. Love that. Welcome to the fam. Of course, you guys helping keep the internet on at Creed's house.
And barely on at mine.
The back in business monorail. Amber, thank you. Mammy, Flushacky, Flusha, Terminator, Gary, it's here. Flush of the game. Kiernoff, Deborah, Mayor with 5 gifts. 5, count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bigfoot, Flusha, Michael. I will call for Lisa that finally just got here. Wait, did you mess up his name or what? Am I not reading that right? What is it?
No, that's the name. That's it. I had to
Flusha,
Flushki.
Flush,
Yeah,
Flush-
Flushki.
Flush-
You know, Flushki.
of course.
Flushki. Flushki. Oh boy. I'm gonna get out of here so my internet can fix itself.
It just needs a rest.
It's had a long day already. Make sure you're back here at 4 or 5 if you haven't already subscribed to Credence and Mikey, the main page. That's where you'll get everything. But if you just want the cases and nothing more, if you're a big old case head, the doctor said there's no way of helping you, baby.
Did we miss you on the train today? Blame
Lisa
it on-
B, did I?
Blame it on Mikey's internet, Lisa. I don't know.
When was it? I didn't even see it come over the airwaves.
I did have to remind of the Deborah.
I'm scrolling back.
It happened.
Scrolling back. I don't see it.
I apologize for
See
Mike.
it. Lisa B, if that's the case, there's Bigfoot. If that's the case, I will put you on first. It'll be the Lisa B Express today. And we got to chase. So that's good, right? Good enough? Maybe. I don't know. We're leaving.
I don't know if that's a compliment, is it? Depends on how you take it. Oh, did you?
Oh,
okay.
she gave subs. That's why
That-
nobody told.
Did anybody say that?
Did somebody say it and we didn't see it?
It'll be the Lisa B Express for We Gotta Chase. Mikey, your internet is so bad. Say goodbye.
Goodbye. I said goodbye.
Did I just see myself? I had this ready,
Denied.
but I knew we didn't need it today.
Didn't need it.